Money, we all need it. We all chase it. But what if I told you that most people are completely unprepared for the financial reality of 2026? That the decisions you're making today, or failing to make, could determine whether you thrive or struggle in the next decade. Welcome to Capital Compass, the revealing financial test most people will fail in 2026. This isn't just another discussion about savings, investments, or budgeting. No, this is about something far deeper, a hidden test that measures not just your money, but your mindset. And the truth, most people aren't even aware it exists. Every morning, millions of people wake up, go to work, pay bills, scroll through social media, and repeat. But while the world seems busy, chaotic even, there's a silent financial test being administered to every single adult, and it's invisible. It doesn't have a name on your report card, and no one will call you to tell you that you failed. Yet, fail it, and the consequences are very real. So what is this test? It's not about having a high income. It's not about owning a house or driving a luxury car. It's about financial literacy, but even deeper than that. It's about financial intuition, emotional discipline, and the choices you make under pressure. Think of it as a mirror reflecting how well you understand money, how well you respect it, and how prepared you are for the unexpected. The sad truth? A staggering majority of adults fail this test every single year. In America alone, nearly 60% of adults report feeling anxious about money, living paycheck to paycheck, and admitting they don't have a clear financial plan. In the UK and Australia, the numbers are eerily similar. Debt levels are rising, retirement accounts are underfunded, and inflation continues to erode the value of hard-earned savings. Now, failing this test doesn't mean you're irresponsible or careless. Not at all. Most failures happen because life moves faster than planning, and the financial world is complex, overwhelming, and full of traps. We're constantly bombarded with advice, often conflicting. Invest in stocks. Buy property. Cryptocurrency is the future. Save aggressively. And here's where the real challenge lies. The test isn't about knowing the right answer. It's about how you respond when faced with financial decisions under real-world pressure. Will you panic when markets drop? Will you follow trends blindly? Or will you pause, think critically, and act strategically? Imagine two people. Both earn the same salary, have similar expenses, yet 10 years from now, their financial landscapes couldn't be more different. One is free, empowered, and growing wealth steadily. The other is trapped, anxious, and constantly reacting to crises. The difference? How they approach the unseen test. It's also about emotional intelligence. Money is deeply psychological. Every financial decision triggers emotions: fear, excitement, regret, hope. The people who pass the Capital Compass test understand this. They don't just manage dollars, they manage emotions. They recognize their impulses, confront biases, and make decisions rooted in reason rather than reaction. And then there's timing, the single most underestimated factor in personal finance. Opportunities in life don't wait. A chance to invest wisely, to save consistently, to negotiate effectively, they pass by if you're not alert. The clock is always ticking, and in 2026, the pace of change is accelerating faster than ever. Artificial intelligence, market volatility, global crises, these aren't distant threats. They're the new normal. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people will never even realize they're taking this test until the consequences hit. And by then, it's too late. But here's the silver lining. Unlike traditional tests, this one is learnable. You can train yourself to see the patterns, understand your weaknesses, and strengthen your financial instincts. You can learn to navigate the chaos, to think ahead, and to take control. The difference between failure and success isn't luck, it's preparation. In this journey, we're going to reveal the key areas where most people fail, and the strategies that can turn failure into mastery. You'll see real examples, both cautionary tales and success stories. And more importantly, you'll start to understand where you stand in 2026's financial landscape. This isn't theory, this isn't hype. It's a practical, sometimes uncomfortable, guide to understanding the test that most people won't even recognize they're taking. And for those who pay attention, the rewards are immense, not just in wealth, but in freedom, confidence, and peace of mind. So, are you ready to see where you truly stand? to confront the financial truths most people ignore, to face the test that most will fail. Because what we uncover next will not just challenge your knowledge, it will challenge your mindset, your habits, and your approach to money forever. If you remember where we left off, the capital compass isn't about money itself, it's about how you respond to it. So let's break it down. There are 3 hidden areas where most people fail this test, and where passing can completely change your life. First is financial awareness. This is simple, yet often ignored. It's about knowing your numbers, not just your bank balance, but your debts, your liabilities, your investments, and yes, even the fine print in contracts you sign every day. The average adult underestimates how much they owe or overestimates how much they actually save. And that's the trap. Awareness isn't just knowledge, it's a mindset. People who fail here are often reactive. A bill arrives, they panic. A market dips, they sell in fear. Awareness transforms reaction into action, panic into preparation. The second area is decision-making under pressure. Money tests your patience, your composure, and your foresight. Imagine a sudden market crash or an unexpected medical expense. The people who fail the capital compass freeze, making choices driven by emotion, regret, or sheer luck. Those who pass, they have systems, they plan for the unexpected, they build emergency funds, they diversify, and most importantly, they think long-term, not just about the next paycheck, but the next decade. Here's a truth that hits harder than any market statistic. Emotions are money's silent partner. Fear, greed, and overconfidence are invisible forces shaping billions of dollars of decisions every single day. Those who fail this test often underestimate the power of these emotions. But once you recognize them, you can control them, rather than let them control you. The third, and arguably most overlooked, area is opportunity recognition. Life presents openings constantly, but they're fleeting. A chance to invest early, negotiate better terms, learn a new skill, or pivot in your career. These moments separate those who struggle from those who thrive. The people who fail the test often don't see them, or they dismiss them as too risky or too late. Passing requires curiosity, courage, and a willingness to act before comfort convinces you to hesitate. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds intimidating. And it should, because most people don't realize how unprepared they are. But here's the good news: preparation is learnable. The strategies to pass the capital compass are simple in concept, though not always easy in practice. Track your money. Understand your emotional triggers. Build habits that compound rather than hoping for luck or timing. Let's look at real-life examples. Take Sarah from New York. A few years ago, she was living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt and terrified of the stock market. Then she started tracking every dollar, setting aside emergency funds, and investing gradually in what she understood. Today, she has freedom she never imagined. She doesn't just survive, she controls her financial future. Or consider Liam in London. He used to ignore opportunities, too afraid of risk. One day, he decided to take small, calculated steps, learning, experimenting, and investing cautiously. 10 years later, he's debt-free, financially secure, and confident, even when markets wobble. The difference? They passed the test the majority fails. And it wasn't because they had more money. It was because they understood the rules, the psychology, and the discipline required to succeed. Passing the capital compass test isn't about extreme wealth or overnight success. It's about freedom, about reducing stress, and reclaiming control over a part of life that dominates so much of our time and energy. It's about building resilience against the unpredictable and giving yourself the confidence to make deliberate choices, whether in 2026, 2030, or beyond. So here's the question for you. Where do you stand right now? Are you drifting along with the current, or are you ready to take the reins? Because the people who wake up prepared, who understand the rules of the unseen test, won't just survive, they'll thrive. And those who hesitate will face consequences they could have avoided. The capital compass doesn't just measure money. It measures you, your mindset, your habits, and your resilience. It's demanding, sometimes uncomfortable, but ultimately empowering. And the sooner you recognize it, the sooner you can start passing it. Because in 2026, and every year after, money won't wait, and neither should you. If you're ready to see where you stand and take control, don't just watch, act. Start tracking, start learning, start building the financial resilience that most people will never achieve. The test is out there waiting. The question is, will you pass?